I mean, genuinely, that like internet trolling is that.
It's so ridiculous.
For one, it doesn't make any fucking sense because that person is not standing in front of you physically, actually threatening you. There's a person just saying words.
So let me give you an example of actual hurtful speech that people use against me fairly regularly, and they don't get it. But I put a lot of effort into making videos.
Yeah,
individual videos.
Yeah,
I squirt out.
Ew.
I do as little editing as possible, as I'm sure you're all experiencing right now. But I set aside time to make videos. It takes about 3 or 4 times as long to make a video as it takes to watch one, at the least.
Oh yeah, that's if there's that's a minimum.
And, that
level of effort.
That cuts into time I would be spending on all kinds of other stuff. So. Besides the passion that I put into stuff, I'm pouring my life into this.
Yeah.
And someone will read the title of a video that I post on Reddit, and they will immediately just assume that my video is trash and tell me so. And tell me that, they get so upset that I've wasted their time.
Hey, Casey, that cathedral...
3 inches of their screen, right? Or 4 inches of their Reddit scroll.
But you've affected their life, man. Video. You fucked up their life with all that effort and shit that you did.
You know what? That is legitimately hurtful because I actually, I pour my heart into this stuff. Mm-hmm. And they might as well. They might as well call me the worst thing that they could call me because that's getting directly at something that is really close to me. I'm passionate about this.
You're the guy who built the cathedral by hand, and one of the gargoyles is slightly askew, so everybody walking by is like, "Oh, fuck you, fucked up the gargoyle," writes off the whole thing.
Okay. And I can't remember where I was going with that one. But, you just kind of you know what? He says what he wants to say because he doesn't understand what he's really saying. He doesn't really understand who he's talking to, and there's no way for me to, educate him that if you actually put in the time that I've put in, hearing those things that you're saying is really hurtful.
Yeah. But even if you could convey that,
so you just
type of person who...
You just got to write it off.
Yeah, exactly. Because even if you could bring that across in the most logical and straightforward and emotionally accessible way to that specific person...
Yeah.
They wouldn't give a fuck.
The only way
because they're just a blank idiot. They have that wall of protection that is the anonymity of the internet. They don't have to care.
Yeah.
They don't have to give a fuck about any of the arguments that you make, any of the logic that you put forward. Mm-hmm. And that's why you just don't read the fucking comments, man.
Well, no, read it. The only way to win is to decide to not care about their opinion.
Yeah.
So he gives me, 0 value to the effort I put in to making whatever.
Give him nothing for his shit comment.
I give him no value for his comment.
There you go.
And no reply, and just that's where they decided to be. And unfortunately, that means that I'm not providing him the service of correcting him.
Yeah, but he hasn't
you correct somebody once, maybe twice, and then you're done with them. Because if they don't want to play ball,
yeah, I mean, and if they have not, I have to give a shit to want to. I have to give a shit to want to correct somebody.
I have actually corrected people on things like that, and actually made friends by doing that. There are some really incredible people that will say something that is, let's just say, ignorant or hurtful or untrue. They have the wrong impression, and I'll give them a considerate answer, something that's not rude and acknowledges that they've said something.
Yeah.
And then just invites them to talk.
Yeah.
Tell me more about,
why you support Nazis.
Well, exactly that kind of idea.
Explain yourself.
They've said something, and, it's...
Now back up what you said.
Not even that, but just tell me more. Tell me more. Because you wanted to say something, right?
Yeah.
So when somebody...
You had a thing to say. You might have said something kind of fucked up.
Sometimes. This is a good point, right? This is the other side of the coin. Because for people that are just being assholes, you just... The only way to win is to write them off. Is for what they say to mean absolutely nothing to you. But... Sometimes when somebody says something that is just really rude or hurtful or mean-spirited, it's because they have to say something. And if you'll be somebody that listens and then says, tell me more,
they go,
it's completely the opposite of what they gave you, because they were shutting you down and giving you no value, and you say, you acknowledge that you've heard that in whatever way is appropriate to the situation, and then you give them a chance to say more. And sometimes that's what they really needed, was for someone to give them value.
Everybody just wants to be heard.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Some people want to be worshipped, and I ain't into that.
Yeah, oh god, no. I said, God, this. Oh, sorry.
Well, hey.
No, I'm just fucking.
God knows. God knows, man.
But really, that is the most annoying thing ever when you have a logical argument going with somebody and they refuse to hear your logical argument because they just keep saying, "I just want to be heard."
It's not about the logic anymore.
No, it's not.
It never was at that point. Once you realize it was never about reasons...
That is when I fucking fall apart. That is when I'm like, well, fuck you then. Why are we even talking? I have no time for this. There's no point to any of this conversation except to stroke your fucking ego. And I'm not into stroking you. I'll go stroke me.
Now... Everybody has
likes a stroke every now and then.
Everybody has a certain need for different emotional support, different emotional states.
Yeah.
People need support in whatever state they're in, and it varies based upon their personality and the situation they're in, whatever. But let's get a little bit general about things. Ladies need emotional support, and it's not exclusive to ladies, but it's common among ladies that the issue is not the issue.
No,
it's more how they're feeling about something, and they use topics to go into emotional maintenance. So the fact that they're still talking about the same thing is really because they're working through an emotional issue. And they're trying to use continued conversation to help them work through those feelings. Doesn't work for us.
No, because talking about it doesn't do a thing. Talking about it isn't solving the problem. To guys, well, excuse me, to me, and me, personally, to general, me,
most men are action-oriented when it comes to conversation.
If there's a problem, we don't want to talk about all the different ways you want to solve the problem.
We want things we can do. We want things we can understand, and we want to make progress.
And if there's a hamper in any of those, it's just, why the fuck are we still talking? Why are we talking about it when we could be doing one of the things that we've talked about to try to fix it?
And so the technique I use with my wife is I'll cover everything once, and we can talk about anything once. And after we've talked about it once, then I'll do things that'll help her with whatever state she's in emotionally. So we'll talk a little bit, and then, I'll get her a snack. Or I'll bring her a blanket.
You talk for a second, then we'll just bring her a chocolate and say, you're all right.
Because I really don't like talking to deal with an emotional issue. I don't talk through emotions.
No.
I talk through issues, and then I deal with emotions by doing things.
Yeah.
So if I can do things for her,
I feel
that will, identify with her, put us on the same team, and help to deal with how she's feeling, then that works great for both of us.
Yeah.
The answer is not to go, we've already talked about this.
You need to fix this now. Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
Because you got what you needed as a man out of it, but she didn't get what she needed.
Yeah, and
again,
even...
it's a typically feminine thing, but guys do this too. And it's a typically masculine thing, but there's probably some women that operate that way mentally. But, you know, ladies' bodies are built different, and that includes their brain. So...
And if you put one or two of them together, you might have a whole person. Wait, what the fuck? Look, now we're back into just...
Evil Goku?
No, the graphics.
Oh, the animation. Yeah,
the animation, they're just the show
2D
now.
animated cutscenes. It's not quite.
This is what GT looks like.
Oh well, it's probably done in the same engine.
Yeah,
animation
I mean this is just GT. Who the hell is that?
A needlessly sexualized female villain. Who could have guessed?
Her name is Tower. Like we gotta climb that tower.
Do you think those two are blood related?
Well, they're like platinum blonde and gorgeous.
What's up with that camera angle?
So they're probably also
Why don't we
fucking
just
each
center
other.
the focus on everyone's groin? then I guess we'll pan up.
Groin up, not like really pan up, more like tilt up. So groin is still groin centric.
Why does the like groin to the face camera angle, like what genre would you say sort of developed that framing technique?
You know, I can't really say. I would think it would be most suited to maybe one or two people not fully clothed. Maybe
the camera never goes up. You know the camera never goes up, bro. I wasn't born a youth pastor.
It's that bottom shot.
So it didn't come from there. It didn't come from... But I wonder, like, legitimately...
Yeah, what is the...
Interestingly...
Pan up from crotch.
Honestly, if we're gonna make this not sexual for a second, you can tell a lot more about what a person is doing, movement-wise, from their pelvis than you can from their face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, the motion, the actual physical motion of the body.
If you look at somebody's eyes, you can't tell where they're moving.
Mm-hmm.
Because their eyes are always locked on whatever they're focusing on.
Yeah, whereas their body movement will be completely different.
If you want to tell where somebody's moving, center your focus on their pelvis.
So basically...
Because you have to...
In all conversation... Oh my god, look at her boobs.
I was going
to say...
That, like, torso rotation was completely unnecessary for the purpose of handing over devil fruit.
But the fruit, they have the tree of might fruit. Yeah. That lady, Casey, that lady handed the tree of might fruit to the fucking antagonist who grew the tree of might.
Yeah.
She just did that.
You know what? She's a time hopper, and they're not, right? Like, she's the one that's messing up the timeline. But there's only supposed to be one fruit for the tree of might. She's got two of them, and she just hands them off like they're nothing.
No.
She can go back in time, pick the fruit, and go back to a day before and pick it again. Isn't that wild? So.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Also, she's handing it to the guy who planted it, so he'll still need it and definitely still plant it, right? So it'll be there, right?
I think she's just handing it to him because he knows how to use it. Slugboy is just like,
this is a thing.
He's clearly Korean.
You don't feed a guy a sponge, Bobby. You don't feed a guy a sponge. You're just here. Oh, that's okay. I'll eat anything.
Also, that costume, I'm not sure if that's like a flesh tone underneath. I think it is, yeah.
It is.
She's just going for like, we'll call that like 80% under boob. You could probably get it.
Oh, you mean the boob under?
That's
that's
right
flesh
there.
hanging out.
That is actual.
She has little, like, just circles, like little eye shapes cut out of her chest.
I mean, someone literally took crafting scissors to that.
Like, how much?
Suit.
We got a little Ariel. Like, bring in another one.
It is a kid's game. We'll only do 80% of maximum under boob.
Make sure you shrink wrap the entire body, though. Get some camel toe animation going.
Did you see how that man's mouth was moving during that animation?
No, I didn't.
I wish we could go back because it was just like blah, blah,
It does look like he has a tiny cigarette butt in his mouth. The way his lips
are drawn, it's not what they're actually doing, but it looks like they're like pouting.
They really are. They are, yes. He's doing duck lips. He's doing the Miss Kane. Talk out the side of his mouth. He's just really, really sarcastic about this whole situation. Like, oh, God, titty ladies out here with her shaft again. Just fucking everybody's timelines up. I mean, I've always thought so, but even more now. Look at Goku's biceps back there. They are plugged in. You could just walk up and, like, unplug those and plug them into somebody else.
They're modular biceps.
Yeah, he really does. They're just...
the bicep muscle. Okay, yeah, like,
you're right there.
It's
just,
like a Lego
yoink.
Bicep.
Yeah.
It's like the little connector circles on one side, the little hole and peg.
He gets hit and he just falls apart. That's what they did. They put a Lego spaceman face on him. I have everything well in hand, as you can see by my shaft animation.
Continue your idle animation.
Stroke it. Stroke it. Stroke it. Stroke it. Oh, we're gonna edit all of this out.
I live in a house of ladies. Advance the text. People are gonna think you're desperate with how much you're talking about this stuff.
Oh, I just can't help myself. Akira Toriyama he is the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah. And after all these years,
there's always more to talk about with the Dragon Ball. I really wish this game had just taken the fighting system from one of the fighting games, but that's the one thing I would change about this game. It's just tighten up the fighting elements. It is still really fun compared to other RPGs.
This is fun. That's the thing. I'm talking shit.
This as an RPG.
Yeah.
It really is a fun game. It could be better.
Yeah.
But it is probably the best action RPG I've played in a long time. Mostly because it's Dragon Ball Z themed, which is just a lot of fun.
And that is super, super fun.
If Dragon Ball Z means nothing to you, you're not going to really like this game. Yeah. There's nothing special about it.
I do...
But it does get the action.
I love the Dragon Ball Z universe so much that I do enjoy this, but I have to say that this is one of those, like, fans of the show will like it.
Yes.
But everybody else is going to be like, what the fuck is
I will always
this?
Introduce this as a fan game. It's really not meant for anybody else. No. And it's not the best Dragon Ball Z fan game.
No, because it is basically just you are a Dragon Ball Z fan, the game.
It is one of 2 Dragon Ball Z games where you can actually insert your own character. So it's the best Dragon Ball Z self-insert game of 2.
Of 2. I can concretely say this is the best Dragon Ball Z self-insert fan game that isn't a one-on-one fighter.
I would give this as a game. If this wasn't Dragon Ball Z, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10.